Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about the 6th week of basic training, and today I have my friend Frances here.
Hi guys.
So we're both going to talk about our experiences since we went at different times and we were in different squadrons and everyone has different experiences. So she's going to tell you about her experience during 6th week and I'll tell you about my experience.
Okay, so I left for basic training on December 4th, so I went a week before Willis over here.
So my 6th week was technically her 7th week, but we're still both going to talk about 6th week. The Sunday of 6th week, I got my 341 pulled. I was on EC duty with my friend. So when there are people in the shower and someone knocks on the door, you have to say, clear the hall, secure the latrine. So my friend came running to open the flap and she did not say, clear the hall, secure the latrine. But there was a guy who knocked on the door and he was a really scary supervisor. He wasn't even an MTI, he was one of the supervisors. So he started screaming at my friend to slip her 341 underneath the door, and she was like trying to shove it under the door. And then he told me, he said, who's on EC with you? And then he said, I want her 341 too. So we had to like slide our 341s under the door. So we got in trouble for that. Did you ever get your 341 pulled?
I actually never got a 341 pulled. I was a good little trainee.
On Monday, this was January 21st for me, we got a 15-minute phone call. I don't know why, because it was 6 weeks. Do you get a 6-week phone call? Is that why?
I got my 6th week phone call on Friday.
Okay, yeah, this was Martin Luther King Day. We got a 15-minute phone call. We also set up our Dress Blues night display for the first time, and we basically spent this whole day studying for the EOC, which is the end of course exam.
Yep.
And then I wrote rest day because our final PT test was supposed to be the next day, so like we weren't allowed to have PT that day.
My dorm chief she's like a big fitness guru, and she made us still do 1x3s the day before our PT test.
I think we did that too.
I was very mad about it.
Alright, so Tuesday of that week, we took our EOC. I got an 89.
So did I.
She got an 89 too.
Very mad.
Yeah, because you have to get at least a 90 to be, in the running for like... For honor grad, you have to get at least a 90 to even qualify. So.
And I was so mad because I had so many extra points because I was weapons monitor and I was a TDL at Beast. So I had like those extra points and I did good on like my appraisals and stuff. So I was very angry.
And that day was the first day we wore our blues too.
Oh yeah. I remember feeling like a badass bitch when I put those on. Nobody in my flight liked wearing them, but I really did.
Like I wrote down that 2 people in my flight got in the 70s and then mostly everyone else got 80s and 90s. So.
Most people got 80s and 90s. We had one girl in my class fail. Or not my class, my flight.
We had one girl fail too.
Yeah, she failed, but she retook it and passed it.
Same. And then they go over the test, like the answers with you right away after you take it. So you don't have to like sit around and wonder how you did or wait till the next day. They tell you right away. Something got messed up because it was a holiday on Monday. I think they thought that our rest day was supposed to be Monday and then our final PT test was going to be Tuesday, but that ended up being another rest day too. So then our final PT test was actually on Wednesday, so everybody was really mad because we hadn't PT'd in 4 days at that point?
Yeah.
Something like that.
3, because you would have PT'd on Saturday.
Yeah. So we had an unnecessary amount of rest days. And then I had sensitive skills to go to for my job, so I missed the final PT test. So I did not do mine on Wednesday. Did you take yours with your flight, your final PT test?
Yeah, I took it with my flight, and I remember, oh wait, I don't know if we can talk about this.
What?
Because you know how they tell us that you have to get like a 14:30 on your run or something like that? So I remember they never told my flight that we're actually allowed to get like a 16 something.
16:22.
16:22 like runtime. So there were girls on my flight that were ending in like the 15-16 minute mark, and I was super afraid that like they failed their PT test. But then like later in the day they told us nobody did. So I remember being super confused because they like drill it into our heads that you have to get like a 14:33 or something like that. So
do you remember what you got on your run time or your push-ups or sit-ups final test?
Yeah, my push-ups, I got 47 push-ups, 73 sit-ups, and a 12:47 on my run time.
Okay, so I didn't do that good. My run time was like a 14:30. I had like 47 sit-ups and like 30 push-ups. I didn't do as well as she did. My final PT score was like 88.
In my defense, I used to run track, so
Yeah, I definitely didn't.
No, I'm good at running, but also I worked as a CNA, so like I had super strong. And no, it helps with like,
what does that
no,
have to do
it
with
helps
anything?
with like, I'm lifting old people all the frickin' time.
True.
So it helps with like your core and your arm strength.
That Wednesday, we also got our stripes sewn on our blue. So if you go in as an E2 or an E3, they'll give you like your stripes and you go to the dry cleaner. Did we drop it off the dry cleaners?
Yes.
And we got to drop off our service coat and one of our short sleeve and one of our long sleeve.
We didn't get to turn in our service coat until after we got back from Beast. I turned in 2 pairs of my ABUs and my service coat and my lightweight jacket because...
We didn't get to do our lightweight jacket. That's why mine still has no stripes on it.
My MTL was like, you came here to learn how to do this, and I'm not going to have you leaving here not knowing how to wear your damn skirts right.
Nope, we never wore ours, thank God. All right, so that Thursday, we went to the gas chamber. We get to talk about the gas chamber. A lot of people ask about the gas chamber.
I totally forgot we did that in 6th week.
Yep.
I personally loved it. It wasn't even that bad.
I did not mind the gas chamber. I thought it was going to be a lot worse, but they do say that girls handle it way better than guys do, and that was very true.
Which is very true. My brother flight went in before us, and it scared the crap out of me because they were coming out like coughing
Like
and
little
crying and being little babies about
like
it.
falling over and freaking out.
I didn't even cry. The biggest thing for me was, for some reason, I was salivating a lot. Like...
See, everyone has like a different reaction. Mine, I was sick like the whole time during basic training, so mine was just like snot everywhere. That was pretty much it.
I was snotting everywhere, and I was like spitting a lot because I don't know.
Like some girls, their eyes just wouldn't stop watering for hours. Mine didn't water at all, so.
But hey, it cleared me out for an entire day, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah. We ate MREs that day.
We did eat MREs that day.
Yeah, so there's no DFAC when you go to the gas chamber, so you're going to eat an MRE before you go in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you take a bus over to this different area they call it Seaburn.
Yeah, but I was part of the last group to go into the gas chamber, and they like just were putting fresh capsules in there, and you could see them like getting everything ready for us to go in. And yeah, I was in the very last group, and it sucked, but it wasn't that bad. When you first went in, did you feel it right away? Or even when you were waiting to go in?
I
could feel it, even sitting in the bleachers waiting to go in.
Well, because they make you put your mask on when you...
No, like on your hands or your neck. You didn't feel it on your skin?
No, we
didn't have gloves on.
Smelled it. Like we were.
We did not have gloves on, did we?
Yes,
we did not have gloves
because
on.
you have to wash them afterwards.
We did not have gloves on.
We had gloves on.
Until we were lined up, because you know how there's dots. There's like green dots.
I don't remember if we had gloves on.
Oh yeah, you
because
put
that's when
them
they
on.
check it, because they're like breathing, you're like to see if the suction.
Yeah,
is
mine
right.
was loose.
It was loose.
Yeah, and
They didn't
like
check
you know how your neck is like showing anyways.
Yeah.
So as soon as we went in, my neck was like burning, like on fire. I felt it like burning on my neck, like I was getting a tattoo or something.
I didn't feel it on my skin.
My mask was loose. I was coughing in my mask like as soon as we got in, so I was already freaking out.
After you do the jumping jacks and all that stuff that they make you do, they make you loosen your mask before you take it off. And I couldn't get my mask loosened with the gloves on, so
I don't remember us wearing gloves.
We had gloves.
I wore gloves. Yeah, I couldn't get it loosened with my gloves on, so I literally I didn't breathe it in before they told us to take our mask all the way off. So it was like 0 to nothing, or
0 to 100.
It was like 0 to 100.
So like I have an embarrassing story about this. I don't know if I should tell it.
You felt right?
Yes. So I had an embarrassing moment when they were teaching us how to wear the mop gear and how to get it on and off fast enough. So they make you practice it a bunch of times before you go into the gas chamber. And there's like these rubber boot things that you put over your boots. So there's so much stuff that you have to put on and take off in a certain amount of time. So they were like counting down, and me and my friend were the last ones left, and we could not get our freaking boot covers off. So we were like she was trying to rip them off of me, and she ended up pulling my boots off with them. So then I'm sitting there in socks. And you know how like if you don't do it fast enough, were we losing points for something?
We didn't lose points, but...
They were like really strict that day though, right? About time limits and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was if you didn't do it fast enough, they took away time for lunch.
Yeah, and they were like pulling a lot of 341s and stuff like that. People were getting in trouble. So yeah, I don't know. Time limits were like really important that day. So she finally gets those things off, and now I have to put my boots back on, but I didn't tie them because we were in a hurry, and you have to like run and put all your stuff back that they gave you. So I was like throwing in the boot covers, throwing in all the stuff that they gave us, and my laces were just tucked in really quick. So you have mop gear on too. So while I was running, my laces must have came out, and I literally stepped on them and went flying and landed on my knees, and like everyone's already pissed off and waiting for us because we're the last ones left. So now everyone's just laughing at me. Like no one knows who you are because everyone's wearing the same thing, and your mask is on and your hair is covered, and they literally don't know who you are. So later I was telling everybody like about how I fell, and they're like, "That was you." I'm like, "Yeah, that was me."
Do you remember having to fold it and put it in the very back of your wall locker?
Yes.
Nobody in my flight could figure out how to fold their damn mop gear. And so since I was a TDL, I was in charge of that kind of thing. I think I folded at least 30 freaking pairs of mop gear.
Okay, so the next day after that, the day after the gas chamber, we had Fest. That's messed up. You liked Fest?
Fest was so fun.
Yeah,
Let me tell you why I did not like Fest, because after Fest, I had to make up my final PT test. And Fest for us was like 5 or 6 hours. We had a whole class about it for a couple hours. And then you're outside with your weapon like all day doing all these drills and stuff in the freaking sand. And yeah, your arms are like sore afterwards. Were your arms sore afterwards?
Mine weren't sore because
Because you carry old people all day, I know.
No, because I was a TDL, so I stood around and like...
The TDL didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, since I was a TDL, I stood around and like ran the stations. So I just had to do it once to demonstrate, and then I like watched
what were those
other
things
people
that we
do
practiced? All the scenarios? I don't remember what the scenarios were called, but you like learn how to apprehend people basically with a weapon, without a weapon.
Yep.
How to find out if they're friendly or enemy, stuff like that. So it's just a long day of Fest, and it's pretty much exhausting. And then I had to make up my final PT test since I missed it earlier in the week. So I did my final PT test that day, and as soon as I was done with the run is the last thing you do, right? Mm-hmm. So as soon as I was done, I literally ran off the track and threw up right next to the MTI, and he was like, "Do you feel better?" I'm like, "Yes, sir."
Fest was really fun. My favorite part was crawling through the sand. I got to do it like 3 times because I demonstrated it.
My MTI was yelling at me the whole time that my face wasn't far enough in the sand, but my whole entire face was literally covered, so.
No, I had so much fun, but it was really annoying afterwards because, like I said, I was weapons monitor and TDL, and the weapons get really sandy when you do Fest. So
not if you do it right.
Well, not if you
You're
do
not
it
supposed
right,
to have
but
the
my
muzzle
flight
in the
was
sand.
full of a bunch of freaking stupid people, so they got their weapons in the sand, and we used 2 of our weapons for it. So we were using them, and Brother Flight was using it, and since it wasn't their weapon, they had no regard for getting it dirty. True. So I spent probably a solid hour cleaning sand out of these weapons afterwards, and I was very upset about it.
So they teach you how to, low crawl, high crawl, different positions, like holding the weapon, like low ready. Did you guys get to pick up your photos in week 6, like if you bought your flight photos or your blues photos?
We could, but I didn't pick them up until graduation.
I don't think I did either, I can't remember. But if you pay for your photos earlier, you can pick them up during this week, like your flight photos and your dress blues photos, so you don't have to go back during graduation week and wait in all the lines. We got a base lib on this Friday of 6th week because the people who did really well on their last final RLA inspection, if we got 3 demerits or less, we got a base lib. So that's what happened. I only got 1 demerit.
Freaking lucky. We didn't get that. Everybody passed, and we did way better than Brother Flight.
We
didn't get rewarded for it. My MTI was all like, I'm not going to reward y'all for doing what you're supposed to be doing. So.
Yeah, every MTI is different, so. The last day of 6th week, I had KP duty. There was only 3 of us in our flight that had to do it.
I freaking loved doing KP.
Oh, I liked it. You get to eat 6 times instead of 3.
Yeah, and you get way longer to eat, and you can eat, or you can talk while you're eating.
You can talk while you're working, and there are no MTIs there all day. What was your job when you did KP?
I did all different things.
I was a runner.
Oh, no.
What is
Detail, make a hole.
What's it called when you're at the window?
The clipper.
I have no idea because I only did runner.
Clipper.
I did clipper, and what's it when you refill the
water?
Clipper. When you clean the tables? That's water monitor too,
That's
right?
water monitor.
Yeah. So I did the clipper and
or
water.
milk monitor.
Milk monitor. That's what.
There
it
we
is.
go. I really liked it because you got to talk and
then you meet people from other
stuff.
flights and other squadrons and
we really liked hanging out with Brother Flight, and so we got to hang out with them when
it's the one time you'll be allowed to talk to the opposite sex during basic training.
You have class with your Brother Flight, so we would coordinate the 5 of us are doing KP on Saturday, and they'll be okay, well, us 5 are going to do it on Saturday.
So for KP, you have to get up really early. I got up at 3:30.
Yeah, you have to get up
It's an all-day thing. You literally don't get back till lights out, and then everyone could be in bed and you just shower without everybody, which is better. So
it's really nice because you get to take a longer amount of time to shower, and you get to eat peanut butter with your protein bars.
Yes.
Protein bars are going to taste so good the entire time because you don't ever get to have something sweet like that. like we always looked forward to it at the end of
Yeah,
the night.
every single
Like we
day.
were like waiting until the our MTI called us into the day room and we're like, oh my god, we get to eat our protein bars. Thank the Lord Jesus.
Yeah, it was like the best part of the day besides mail.
Yeah. Oh, I ruined my boots at KP, but not because they got wet and gross. My last time doing KP, we got sent over to, so you share a DFAC with like another squadron, and there were too many people on my squadron side, so me and my friends got sent over to the other squadron side, so we're with a bunch of people that we did not know, and the lady running KP over there decided we needed to strip the wax off of the floors and re-wax the floors. I literally was in the middle of the floor with all the tables like cleared off to the side with a mop, like taking the wax off the floor. I didn't have to wax it. I was stripping the wax off the floor. So it's like this industrial strength cleaner and all of this melted wax, and it splattered all over my boots. So now there's like dark spots all over it, but I don't care. I still wear them.
Those are the ones you still wear?
Those are the ones I still wear. Yeah, in case y'all didn't know, I'm guard. So when I'm done here, I'll go home for ever, I guess. I go back to my guard base and I'll go 1 weekend a month after I'm done with my like on-base training there.
So if you guys have questions about the guard, you can leave in the comments and she can help answer those because I don't know anything about that.
Also, I'm 19 and I'm an E3 just like Brittany. So
Brittany.
Brittany
It's weird to hear
Willis.
you say Brittany.
I call her both.
But yeah, she's a lot younger than me. And so she'll have like different experiences and maybe better advice for those that are wanting to join and are younger. So
yeah, definitely I'll answer your questions.
So Saturday night of 6th week, everybody started packing for Beast, and I missed that whole thing because I was at KP. So when I got back, I was so confused. Everyone had their big green duffel bags out, and they were like all the way packed, and they had all these like Ziploc bags and packing lists, and I had no idea what was going on. So I didn't get to start packing till the next day, which was Sunday, the day before we left, but everybody pretty much packed that Saturday night of 6th week for Beast.
I remember I was upset because since I was a TDL, I didn't get to do KP that weekend because we were packing for Beast on Saturday
You like
and
KP
Sunday.
that much?
Yes, I loved KP.
He was awesome.
Like legit loved KP. Because it gets you out of like your squadron and away from the people that you don't like in your flight. And it's just kind of like a release for the day a little bit. And the MTIs, are actually pretty nice to you. Like, if you're in the Clipper, they'll say, like, thank you and stuff like that, which is, like, foreign to you. So, I had to have all of my Beast stuff packed, like, before everybody else because, like, the Beast monitor and the TDLs went around, like, while everybody else was packing, making sure that they had all of their stuff because, for us, my MTI said that if we didn't miss, like, if we weren't missing any items when we went to Beast and we didn't get any, like, demerits as a flight, that we would get a base Liberty that Saturday that we come back, which I was super excited about. So
Did you guys get it?
Yeah, we got the base lib. We went right after I gave blood.
Okay, if you guys have any other questions about 6th week that we left out, just leave them in the comments and we can answer them. That's pretty much it though, right?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Bye.